A massive shake-up is expected at Ferrari with the arrival of Lewis Hamilton. The prancing horse has now introduced some fundamental shifts in their car design in a move that is only meant to benefit Hamilton, while Leclerc has been told to either adapt or sink. But before we tell you all about the exact changes that Ferrari would make, we will first tell you the internal reorganization that forced this change. Back in May, Ferrari made a double swoop for ex-Mercedes employees, Loic Serra and Jerome. At Ferrari, Serra was supposed to report directly to their technical director, Enrico Cardilli. However, Enrico couldn't reject the bags of money on offer by Lawrence Stroll and left for Aston Martin in July. This move forced Frederick to take up the vacant technical director role, in addition to his job as team principal. But Vasseur has now sacked himself from that extra role. Serra, a key Hamilton ally at Mercedes, has now been promoted to the role of technical director at Ferrari. This reshuffling has led to the internal politics at Ferrari that has left Leclerc stranded. Serra and Hamilton tend to think alike in terms of car design. When Mercedes came up with their radical zero-pod design, Hamilton did not like the car, a sentiment that Serra also shared. But there was nothing Serra could do about it because the boss at the time was Mike Elliott. Serra, a brilliant engineer, is widely regarded as being on the same level as Red Bull's Pierre Wache. Both engineers are thought to be best of friends and had worked together at Michelin and Sauber. Pierre was the one that Vasseur really wanted, but every time he tried to sign him, Christian Horner would scupper the deal by offering him more money. Loic Serra mainly deals with suspensions, chassis and tyres, and these sets of expertise is where the story for today lies. Among the top 4 teams on the grid, Red Bull, McLaren, Mercedes and Ferrari, the Maranello side are the only ones who use the pushrod suspension. But Serra has now decided that since he is now in charge, he is going to switch to a pull rod suspension. But why is this even important? And how does it favour Hamilton while leaving Leclerc to play catch-up? The suspension is a critical part of vehicle dynamics that is often overlooked. It comes in 2 configurations, the push rod and the pull rod suspension. The push rod is mounted from the upper part of the body down to the lower part of the wheel assembly, while the pull rod is the opposite. It runs from the lower part of the body to the upper part of the wheel assembly. With the introduction of the ground effect cars, the pull rod made another debut since 2013. Experts have widely agreed that the pull rod configuration is best suited for ground effect cars, but Ferrari had refused to make this switch. But how does this even help Hamilton's style? A pull rod suspension is mounted on the lower part of the car, and this helps to get the centre of gravity as low as possible. With more of the car's weight towards the front, the implication is that the car will have a much sharper front end, allowing it to turn much better into the corners. Since Hamilton loves to have a sharp front end, this new setup will help him have better control of the nose of the car. We would like to chip in that this is the setup that Verstappen also loves. The twist to this story is that Leclerc also loves an aggressive front end, but his teammate, Captain Smooth, favours a more precise rear. Since Ferrari is currently using the pushrod design, this means that their current setup is better suited to Carlos. So the question is, why is Ferrari not willing to build their car around Leclerc, but are now willing to build the car around Hamilton? Why are they switching to a pull rod concept to accommodate Hamilton? As we have said, an Hamilton ally is now the technical director, and it would make sense for him to favour his man. He knows Hamilton, but Leclerc, he doesn't. This is the first sign of the driver rumbling that will happen in Ferrari in 2025. And Ferrari has given the first indication that they are going to prioritise someone who has won championships over a driver who hasn't. Leclerc has also recognised this for a fact and admitted that Lewis is the better driver as there are no weaknesses in his driving. I have always said you learn from every single teammate you have over your career. When I look at the way he drives, because we always look at each other and data, you don't really see any weaknesses. And that's where Lewis is incredible. He's only got strengths. We would like to reinstate that since the pull rod suspension favours a strong front end, a driving style that both Hamilton and Leclerc love, Ferrari has not really done a favour to Hamilton as both drivers will benefit from the change. They both have a similar driving style. However, our argument is that why are they willing to make that change for Hamilton? Why didn't they make the change for Leclerc when he drove with Sainz? What this implies is that when push comes to shove, and there is a conflict between Hamilton and Leclerc, Ferrari has given away the first clue that they are a lot more willing to lean towards Hamilton. But we would like to hear all your thoughts in the comments. This is Front Lockout, signing off.